December 1943. A crippled American bomber limps across German skies. Half the crew is dead. The tailgun is gone. They're defenseless. A German fighter pilot pulls up alongside. The Americans brace for death. But instead of firing, he salutes. Then he does something even more unbelievable. He escorts them to safety, breaking every rule of war, risking execution for treason. Why would an enemy pilot throw away everything to save the men he was supposed to kill? The crippled bomber, December 20th, 1943. The sky over Germany is frozen and gray. A lone B-17 bomber struggles through the clouds. This is Ye Olde Pub. Half the plane is destroyed. One engine is on fire. Black smoke pours out. Another engine is completely dead. The tailgun has been blown off completely. Inside, the crew is in terrible shape. Blood is everywhere. The metal walls are torn open like paper. You can see right through to the sky outside. Pilot Charlie Brown can barely see straight. His head is bleeding. His co-pilot is unconscious and slumped over the controls. The navigator is badly wounded. Several crew members aren't moving at all. They're deep in enemy territory. No weapons work, no way to fight back. They're sitting ducks. The plane is losing altitude fast. Germany's deadliest fighters patrol these skies. And that's when Charlie sees it. A dark shape moving fast toward them from below. A German fighter is closing in for the kill. The hunter appears. The German Messerschmitt Bf 109 climbs fast. Its engine roars. The pilot inside is Franz Steigler. He's 27 years old. Franz is one of Germany's best fighter pilots. He has shot down 27 Allied planes. Just one more kill and he gets the Knight's Cross. It's the highest honor in the German Air Force. Every pilot dreams of wearing it. This bomber looks like an easy target. Franz pulls up alongside the American plane. He's ready to finish it. Standard procedure. Line up the shot, pull the trigger. Another kill. Another step toward glory. But something makes him look closer. He flies right next to the damaged bomber, close enough to see inside through the holes. And what he sees changes everything. Through the torn metal, he spots the crew. Young men, bleeding, trying to help each other. One gunner is slumped over his weapon, clearly dead. But Franz doesn't shoot. Why would an enemy pilot hesitate? A memory from the past. Franz stares at the damaged bomber. His finger rests on the trigger. One squeeze, and it's over. But something stops him cold. A memory flashes in his mind. Years ago, Franz was just starting out. His commanding officer pulled him aside. An older pilot named Gustav Rodel. He told Franz something he never forgot. "If I ever see you shoot at a man in a parachute," Gustav said, "I will shoot you down myself." Honor matters, even in war, even when you're enemies. Shooting a defenseless man isn't combat, it's murder. Franz looks at the crippled bomber again. Half the crew is dead or dying. They have no weapons left, no way to fight back. This isn't a fair fight anymore. This is exactly what Gustav warned him about. These men are as defenseless as someone floating in a parachute. Franz makes a decision that could cost him everything. He's about to break the most important rule of war. The impossible choice. Franz knows the rules. Shoot down enemy planes. That's the job. That's what war is. His commanders expect it. His country needs it. He's one kill away from glory. One kill away from the Knight's Cross. But he can't do it. He just can't. Instead, Franz does something incredible. He positions his fighter right next to the bomber. He's not attacking. He's protecting them. German anti-aircraft guns line the ground below. They're ready to shoot anything in the sky. If they see an Allied bomber, they'll fire. But if they see a German fighter escorting it, they might hesitate. Franz is using his own plane as a shield. He's blocking their view. He's gambling that the gunners won't shoot if they think he's examining the bomber up close. It's working. They're not firing. But this is just the beginning. Franz has to get them out of Germany. He has to guide them to safety. And if anyone finds out, he'll be executed for treason.
The dangerous escort. Franz flies close to the American bomber, so close their wingtips almost touch. He's steering them, guiding them north, toward the coast, toward England, toward freedom. Charlie Brown can't believe what he's seeing. An enemy pilot is helping them escape. It doesn't make sense. This has to be a trick. Maybe Franz is leading them into a trap. Maybe more German fighters are waiting ahead. But Charlie has no choice. The plane is barely flying. They're losing altitude. If Franz wanted them dead, they'd already be dead. So Charlie follows the German fighter, mile after mile. Franz keeps other fighters away. When another Messerschmitt appears in the distance, Franz waves it off. He signals that this bomber is his kill, his prize. The other pilot leaves. The journey continues. Minutes feel like hours. Finally, they reach the North Sea. The coast of Germany falls behind them. Open water ahead means safety. British territory is close. But Franz isn't done yet. He has one final message to deliver. The salute. They're over the North Sea now. The German coast is far behind. Franz has done the impossible. He guided an enemy bomber to safety, protected it from his own countrymen, risked his life for strangers. Charlie Brown looks out his cockpit window. The German pilot is still there, flying alongside them. Then Franz does something that Charlie will never forget. Franz looks directly at Charlie, makes eye contact through the cockpit glass, and he salutes. A slow, respectful military salute. Not mocking, not threatening. A salute of respect. Warrior to warrior. Human to human. Charlie, stunned, salutes back. For a long moment, they fly together. Two enemies, two pilots, two men who understand what just happened. Then Franz banks his fighter, turns back toward Germany, back to danger, back to a war where mercy can get you killed. Charlie watches him disappear into the clouds. The German fighter vanishes, and Charlie realizes something. He doesn't even know the name of the man who saved his life. The secret. Charlie Brown lands safely in England. His crew survives. The plane is a wreck, but they're alive. His commanders want a full report. Charlie tells them everything. The German pilot, the escort, the salute. His commander's face goes white. "You will never speak of this again," he orders. "If the German pilot is identified, he'll be executed." Charlie understands. His report is classified. Buried. Franz Stigler returns to Germany. He lands his fighter, says nothing to anyone. If his commanders find out what he did, it's over. Helping the enemy is treason. Treason means death. So Franz stays quiet. Years pass. The war ends. Both men return to normal life. Charlie in America. Franz eventually moves to Canada. They both carry the secret. 40 years go by. 40 years of silence. Then one day, Charlie decides he has to know. He has to find the German pilot who saved his life. But how do you find one man after 40 years? Charlie starts searching, and against all odds, he finds him. The reunion. Charlie Brown publishes his story in a newsletter. He describes everything: the date, the location, the damaged bomber. He's looking for a German pilot named Franz, someone who flew Messerschmitts in 1943. The odds are impossible. Thousands of pilots, decades gone by. But then a letter arrives from Canada. It's from Franz Stigler. He read the story, every detail matches. They arrange to meet. When Franz walks into the room, Charlie recognizes him instantly. Two old men, former enemies. They embrace like brothers. Tears stream down their faces. For years, they stay close friends. They speak at events together. They tell their story. Franz explains why he did it. I didn't have a choice. They were defenseless. Charlie asks if he ever regretted losing the Knight's Cross. Franz smiles. I got something better. I kept my honor. Both men passed away in 2008 within months of each other. Their story reminds us that even in humanity's darkest moments, compassion can break through. Some bonds are stronger than war itself. This German pilot World War II story reminds us what true heroism looks like. The World War II fighter pilot story of Franz Stigler and the American bomber he spared changed everything we know about air combat. When this Luftwaffe pilot encountered Charlie Brown's crippled bomber, he chose honor over glory. This B-17 bomber survival story stands among the greatest World War II true hero stories ever told. Franz Stigler's decision to spare the American bomber during World War II wasn't weakness, it was strength. This World War II pilot hero story proves that even in humanity's darkest hour, compassion can triumph. Some bonds transcend war itself.